So we have assembled the cabinet and the tank is installed. You can see this is a Uvel Trigon or Trigon 350, so it holds approximately 350 liters, or I think 90 something US gallons. So it's not a massive tank, but we don't have a space for a larger tank, and actually the reason why we wanted a corner tank, because we only have this corner available, and that's the only space we have in our lounge for a fish tank. It comes with a filtration unit which is inside the fish tank. You can see it, this big black box in the back, and it comes with a heater and installed UV LED lights. So basically it comes with everything. And the next step will be to add sand and to work on hardscape. I will be using this sort of natural color sand. It actually, well, it's a play sand, and it comes from B&Q. If you are in the UK, you certainly know what B&Q is. It's a sort of a hardware store. Well, I bought this sand before and I used it in all of my tanks, and it's actually quite clean, so I would probably need to rinse it just once. It doesn't have much dust, and this is why I really like it. It's also really cheap. It's just £5 for this, I think, 10 kg bag. I'm not sure whether 2 of these bags will be enough to create a decent substrate layer in that fish tank, but we're going to see about that. Probably I'll have to go and pick up another bag. So we will start by adding the first plants, and the first one to go will be this massive red tiger lily lotus or nymphaea species. I don't remember the exact species of this plant, but it used to be a red tiger lily, and all the leaves that are underwater are actually reddish, but everything that's on the surface obviously green. I don't know if you've seen it before. I've never seen a nymphaea plant actually growing immersed like this. These are fruit flies from our vivarium. So this is actually already far too large for this small tank, and it is growing immersed, which is quite unusual. So I will pump some water out of this fish tank and I will remove this plant. Right, so it's absolutely massive. I've never seen a nymphaea plant of that size, especially growing in such a small tank. I will cut some of its roots, so it will sort of start growing fresh roots, just the edges, like so. And we're going to go and plant it. And the escape is completed, fish have been added. So this is more or less the final version of this display tank. You can see all the angels are here. They're quite enjoying their time in here. They're feeding really well, and I think they have grown up quite substantially since I bought them a few weeks ago. In terms of other fish, I have here a relatively large school of penguin tetras, a smaller school of marbled hatchets. They're always on the top of the tank. I have here a group a group consisting of 6 Guyanacara sphenazona, which seems to be quite a rare fish. I've never seen Guyanacara sphenazona for sale, and it is called in English red spot banded cichlid. They should be quite stunning and really peaceful when they grow up, according to the research that I've done online. Again, I've never had them before, and if anyone knows anything about this fish, please share whether they're going to dig plants or whether they're going to get excessively aggressive, especially during the breeding time. But for now, they're small juveniles. They're really interactive, not particularly colorful at this point of time, but they're juveniles. Also, you've seen me adding here some of my Corydoras or Haplysoma, and that's it. In terms of population, I don't want to add anything else. Maybe I will add a few more penguin tetras, but we'll see. For now, all of these fish except Corydoras are juveniles, so they are still going to grow, and obviously the number of angels is quite sufficient for this tank. I have here 4 Altums and 8 Manakampuru angels, and once Manakapurus gain a bit more size, I will sort of select the ones that I want to keep long term and the ones that I will probably rehome. In terms of plants, there were quite a few challenges, and initially I wasn't quite sure whether everything looks harmonious, but for now I'm quite happy. So on the bottom there's a whole selection of lava rock and coconut pots covered with various types of aquatic mosses, mixed up with some Japanese pennywort. If this is all going to grow the way I want it to grow, this is going to be a beautiful carpet mixed up with Japanese pennywort and different mosses. In the back I have this massive Nymphea plant. I think it's Nymphea zenkeri. In the corner I've added some of the crypts I had. This is Cryptocarine vendi. I've had it in a different tank, expecting it to melt down. So far it is not melting down, which is a great sign. Also a few other smaller Nymphea plants which I had elsewhere, and they were obviously overshadowed by this massive lily, so I don't know whether they're going to pick up and start growing or not. In the back I have regular Ludwigia, which I had in a different tank, and Ludwigia peruviana, which I bought recently. Never had this plant before. Again, not sure how is it going to grow. Is it going to get settled easy and grow fast without CO2, because I'm not going to dose any CO2 here, so we'll see about that. Other than that, well, I'm keeping temperature at about 28 degrees Celsius, and no plans to make it black water or anything like that, so the idea is to keep it as a planted scape. It's a South American community, broadly defined. Again, there's no biotope, there's no attempts to create a biotope here. So the purpose of this display tank is to have this really beautiful community of South American fish in a planted tank. All plants should be quite simple. There are lots of pond fertilizer balls in the substrate because it's just the sand, it's inert, and most of the balls are in the back. That's where the planted plants are. So we'll see how it goes, and obviously now I'm quite fascinated with this new and beautiful setups, and I expect it to develop and change quite a lot over time, because that's what normally happens with planted tanks, and I'll keep you updated throughout this process, and thank you for watching.